All right. It is Monday. We're getting ready for the week. As per the thumbnail, the bulls need to fight to keep this high or low. If price is going to continue here to the downside, this is where the bulls need to fight. Are we going to claim the low? What does the probabilities look like? I did a stream yesterday, and for those of you, you might be wondering, why is Dewald live on his channel and on Andy's channel? And you might be like, which one do I watch? It's the same stream, guys, on both channels. The reason I am live on both channels is to just let everyone know that's on my channel at the moment that I will be doing a lot more live streams here on Mr. Andy's channel. Okay, let me show you guys. Let's go here to my subscription or my subscribers. Go here to Mr. Andy, and you will see that I am currently live here on Mr. Andy's channel. We're busy with some rebranding, some exciting stuff coming. And just to let everyone know that are watching the stream on my channel at the moment, if you want to see more of me, you need to come and subscribe to Mr. Andy over here. Okay, because I will be doing a live stream every morning on Andy's channel. Okay, I'll still be pushing content into my channel as well, but I will be doing a lot more live streams on Andy's channel. So for today, I decided to do a live stream on both channels because I saw yesterday I got comments from people saying that, where were you? Why didn't you do live streams last week? Well, I was live on Andy's channel yesterday on a Sunday, and I'm here live again on both channels. So I just want to make sure that, guys, you don't miss me. Okay, if the diehard fans that's been supporting me for so long, myself and Andy did decide to collaborate, put our minds together, give this channel a boost. Okay, bring you the alpha. Two minds are better than one, four eyes, as I like to say. Okay, so if you have not subscribed to Andy's channel yet and you would like to see more of me, go and subscribe here so that you don't miss out. Okay. Right, now, what does the probabilities look like? We need to analyze the chart here together. Okay, guys, it is difficult to manage two live streams at the moment. So if I do get a little bit flustered and lost, please bear with me. I have never streamed on two YouTube channels at the same time. Okay, so I have to have multiple applications open to make this work. But I want to just make sure that the people that are on my channel and they want to see more of me, okay, now know that I'm broadcasting on Andy's channel as well. Okay, so now without further ado, Mr. A Trader, welcome to the chats and welcome to the stream. Let's do a little bit of technical analysis. So for now, the plan for me, okay, and we're going to see how this goes. Okay, I will do a live stream every morning. Round about this time, maybe even an hour earlier. So I want to commit to a specific time so that you guys know. On this time, we can expect Dewald to go live. And on this time, we can expect Andy to go live. Okay, we want to bring you more. Right, more alpha, because we also cater then for different audiences that trade different times of the day. Right, now let's dive into the technical analysis. If you have not watched yesterday's live stream, that is where I went through some daily scenarios. I'm not going to go through all of those scenarios again today. I went here onto the daily time frame, okay, and I analyzed this entire structure here, okay. I basically analyzed this entire structure since the beginning, or since the low that was made here, and we went through some scenarios. What are the probabilities? What needs to happen here more locally? Can we expect a 4 and a 5? Okay, so if you have not watched that stream, it's on Andy's channel. Okay, let me go here to lives. You'll see this one over here, okay, 19 hours ago. Go and check it out. It's not irrelevant. The analysis that I did there is still very relevant because I stuck to the higher time frames, which means that price is still where it needs to be for that analysis to be relevant. Right, now, let me just open that. Price is still, yes, okay. Now, if you guys want more updates, more regular updates, because YouTube is not enough, it's only an hour a day, for example, you need to DM me the word access on Telegram using this link. Okay, guys. Some people, for some reason, don't listen properly, okay? And they send all sorts of nonsense here to me on Telegram. You have to message the word access. That's it. Only that word. You can even copy it from here, okay? You select this link, that's it. Only the word access, nothing else. Dewald, I want to be part of your community. Not going to work. Okay, don't write me a sentence. Just DM me the word access to get 2 months free inside of the community if you want constant updates. Where myself and Andy are planning to take trades, when we take trades, where do we take profits, how do we manage our trades. That gets shared inside of our community. If you want 2 months for free, that is where you join. This is how you join. Okay, guys, I'm saying this because there's some crazy stuff happening here on the DMs, okay? And now you know. I just needed to be crystal clear. Okay, now let's dive here into the smaller time frames. Okay, we've obviously had a lot of damage done here to the downside. And what is most important now, okay, once you make a low, is this impulsive or is this corrective to the upside? And the difference is, if this is corrective to the upside, it means there's a high chance you're going to claim this low again. If this is impulsive to the upside, you get a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, there's a higher chance that you could form a corrective structure and continue momentum back to the upside. Okay, and this structure needs to show us which way does it want to go. Is it more corrective or is it more impulsive? And that's what I want to analyze today. So for today, I'm going to stick around on this little structure. Okay, it's going to be a short little live stream because there's not a lot to talk about with this little structure that is formed over here. The only higher time frame scenario that I would like to highlight is the following. Okay, so it's this one over here. Okay, let's just bring from this pivot that we formed at 97, let's call it $98,000. Nice little round number. Since this pivot was formed over here to the low that was created here, the most interesting scenario that I'm keeping an eye on is the following. Okay, let me switch it on over here. And it's this scenario. This is also a scenario that I spoke about yesterday. And so far, it's still in play. Okay, so in this scenario, we still expect another low. Okay, this is now the question. And now what we need to try and figure out, well, is this corrective and we're going to take the low, or is this going to form an impulsive structure, tap the invalidation where we need to start looking for longs? And if you are in a long from down lower, okay, it presents an opportunity where you could add to your position depending on how you want to manage your trade. Remember, guys, when I say add to position, stop loss, profit taking areas, I'm just sharing with you what I would do, okay? This is not financial advice. This is pure education, and I encourage you to do your own research before you take any trading opportunities. Okay, you in charge of your own cash, guys. You know, you press the button, you add the leverage, you increase or decrease position size. I cannot manage that for you. So please do your own research, practice good risk management. I'm just sharing with you the technicals that I do see here on the price of Bitcoin. Okay, so now this scenario is still the most interesting scenario because in this scenario you have formed a 1, a 2, a 3 with a high amount of volume. I actually switched my volume off this morning, just want to put it back, okay, which is very characteristic. This is very characteristic of a third wave. Highest amount of volume is in this move to the downside, the scariest move, the move that brought the fear and greed index below 10. Okay, this little move, okay, scary move, that's third wave. That's third waves that loves to do that. In this scenario, price should reject inside of the red box, and I actually want to adjust the red box from a timing perspective, okay, because I spoke about this yesterday as well. When I measure the second wave, how long did it take the second wave to form? And I smack it here onto the third wave, okay, to now see, well, how long has it taken the fourth wave so far? And remember about the rule of alternation that I spoke about yesterday. Rule of alternation in Elliot wave theory states that if you have a long sideways second wave, you could have a very sharp, at least finishing after the minimum target, fourth wave. So there's a chance that 4 can move over here. And it's done. And you start falling down in the fifth wave at the moment. Okay, and this is why we need to, I want to spend some time here on the 15-minute, 1-hour time frame analyzing this little structure here to see what are the opportunities inside of that structure. One thing that I also want to highlight, it is most common, okay, when you draw a channel for your wave 1 and 2, okay, it is very common for your impulse to finish outside of the channel. Outside of the channel, yeah, outside of the channel. Okay, very common to see an impulse finish outside of the channel. So there's a chance, okay, that this could be your zigzag, ABC in a fourth wave. Okay, and I want to drag the red box to the minimum requirement. That is your minimum requirement for a fourth wave. So interesting, rule of alternation states that what does sometimes happen is if you have a long sideways wave 2, rule of alternation states then you need something shorter and more aggressive on the fourth wave. Now, we had a nice little aggressive pump here to the upside, but you can see it keeps on rejecting at the 0.382, and that is a fourth wave target. Okay, and we'll analyze the structure in a moment. So all I want to highlight is there's a chance that the fourth wave is done and it rejects and it falls here to the downside. But I think the beauty about the scenario is that the most damage has already been done. Third waves are the most aggressive. They carry the highest amount of volume and they do the most of damage, either to the upside or to the downside, depending on whether you're longing or shorting. So if price had to fall here to the downside, I'm not expecting a waterfall to the downside. There's some interesting levels that I'm keeping an eye on, because usually your fifth wave basically claims the third wave. It starts finding its feet and it turns around. So in this scenario, okay, the highest probability is to form a fifth wave that claims the low of 3, but it doesn't capitulate to the downside. Can it? Yes. It's just not common, and I trade probabilities. So very interested in longs if this had to happen. Okay, because after a 5-wave impulse, you expect a correction, and I want to take advantage of at least the correction or the 3-wave structure. If it forms a 5-wave structure, by all means, we'll analyze the situation. I'll be live. We will, go through the structures, the scenarios of what is formed over here. But I just quickly wanted to explain the scenario here on the 1-hour time frame. Okay, now the fourth wave, just have to put it, okay, can still extend. No problemo. It is also very common to see a long fourth wave, okay, but you do not want to tap the top of the channel. You do not want to claim the invalidation that I have at $68,800, give or take, okay. Most common target is inside of the red box. So this could be an A, okay, this could be a B, a flat, and then everyone's like, oh, that's the fifth wave. No, this could be an A, a B, and a C, and then it falls to the downside. So unfortunately, if this is a corrective structure, it can still morph into so many things, and it's difficult to say what it's going to be. And the best thing that you can do as a technical trader is to have your levels ready. Okay, and if you see the reaction at a specific level, that presents a trading opportunity. Well, for me at least. Okay. Now, let's zoom into the smaller time frame. I'm going to switch the scenario off. So I needed to explain the scenario so that when I dive here into the smaller time frames, you can see, well, what could potentially unfold here. So let me take this all out the way. For the moment, this fourth wave has met the minimum time requirement, if it is a fourth wave. Okay, so let's go on to the 15-minute time frame. Right, guys, if you want more updates, we do have an amazing deal running at the moment. Okay, all you have to do is sign up with one of the links down below, just to show that you support me and Andy in this channel, and you get 2 months free access inside of the community. All you have to do is DM me the word access. That's it. Only that word to this link, okay, to my channel. And you'll get 2 months free access if you want more updates from myself and Andy and the coaches inside the community. Now, what is happening over here? So since the low was made, what I am now most interested in is to say that, well, since the low was made, can I count this structure as an impulsive structure? Yes, I can. Okay. And I want to switch on my stuff over here. So I have a couple of scenarios just marked out. Okay. So, and this is now where it becomes interesting. Let me do that. What could play out over here at the moment, and this is one of the scenarios, okay, is that you have formed a wave 1. You can see I've got 2 counts over here. Okay, I've got a 1 and an A, because a 1 and an A is allowed to be a 5-wave structure, but it does look impulsive. You have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, you have a 5-wave structure here to the upside. Now the question is, what is happening more locally? Because this could still be the correction for this impulse. 3-wave corrective structure. The most interesting levels that I'm watching for potential bounce, okay, is in this zone. This is why I put on the thumbnail, the bulls need to fight to hold this level. Okay, this is the level you want to form a higher low. Basically, you want to form a higher low, okay, for continuation back to the upside. And this can go two ways. It's either going to be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is bullish, and the retracement comes very interesting for a long if you want to join the next move to the upside, or it's an ABC. Okay, let me just clean up the chart over here. Or it's an A, B, C, and it's done. Claim the liquidity above these highs. Okay, there's no, the difference is this, guys. The difference is that, okay, between an ABC and a 3, 4, 5. All I'm looking to do as a technical trader is trade this move. That's all I want to trade. I don't care about the 4 and 5. Okay, but it also presents an interesting shorting opportunity. So inside of this local structure, in this scenario, guys, and there's another scenario that I need to share, a more bullish scenario that I need to share. But in this scenario, okay, if you start switching on your levels, your point of controls, your daily levels, your weekly levels, all of these levels are already shared early this morning inside of the community. So you guys have that marked out already. But what is interesting about these levels is that you could see we have some confluence. Okay, first up, if you did get into a short from this pivot, you can see you basically swing the highs. Okay, early this morning, you swing the highs. You dropped down, you came back, there was bearish CVD. Interesting shorting opportunity. Not sure if anyone jumped into that short. Okay, there was an interesting shorting opportunity. You're basically failing to hold above this level, showing weakness. And then with the retracement, there was a local bearish CVD. I can show you guys here. Okay, look at this. On CVD, that, you know, between those two pivots, bearish. Bearish probability you're going to claim the lows, which we did. So now that bearish CVD has played out, and I can see the Bybit bros here are longing like crazy people in this zone at the moment. Oh, they're longing like absolute maniacs in this zone. But there's a chance, okay, and I'm going to get to the next scenario now where we potentially bounce in this zone and then we move up. I'm going to get to that scenario because there is an insane bullish scenario where we don't lose this area, the weekly point of control. Okay, but let's entertain the scenario. If this is a 1, this is a ABC, you expect a bounce in this zone. I don't know where it's going to bounce. No one has that crystal ball. But as a technical trader, I can have levels ready that I'm eyeing. Okay, because the two most interesting levels to the downside is you have a naked point of control together with a 0.618. First area, golden pocket. We all know golden pockets are beautiful. That's usually where you get nice reactions. The next interesting area is the 786 together with a daily level. Okay, I'm not really interested in this level, but I will still keep an eye on it if price really wants to tank here to the downside, because I also know that there's an A over there and you can create a B flat that almost takes the low and it bounces. So it's not my favorite scenario because this looks more 5 wavy to the upside, which means you don't have to create a B flat. Okay, you don't have to create this B flat because if A is a 3-wave structure, it increases the probabilities to at least tap a flat target over here. But this looks more impulsive to me, so B does not have to go this low. And I would actually prefer for B not to go that low. Sorry guys, I have a pesky little fly here in the office. Okay, so most two interesting levels that I will be paying attention to are these two levels over here. Okay, right, now we need to talk, and this is either a 1, 2, 3 to the upside, or it's an A, B, C to the upside. And as a day trader, all I want to do is take advantage of this move. That's it. Right, let's now talk about the other scenario. Okay, what is also interesting about the scenario is that if this is going to form a 1, 2, 3 year to the upside, this third wave can really rock and roll. But I need the low to be in order to calculate where this third wave can go. But the levels that I do have here to the upside, the strongest areas of resistance is where you have a daily level and a point of control. Okay, at $78,000, 259. A little bit lower, you have this consolidation area where price could also reject. ABC, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, then it rolls over. But the structure will show me. Okay, hopefully the structure will show me, and hopefully I'm not sleeping, okay, to take these trading opportunities. Now, the next scenario, okay, let's switch this off, clean up the chart. I just want to take these levels here out the way. I just want to leave this one level here, okay? Let's just leave the weekly level here, where price is now at the moment, almost at the moment, okay? There is another scenario, which is not my favorite, but I know sometimes you don't get what you want. You have to trade what the price gives you, okay? Is a WXY or an ABC here to the upside. Okay, or it could be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It doesn't look great, and I'll explain now at the moment. So in this scenario, you have formed either a W, a A, or a 1. Exactly the same as the previous scenarios that I've shared, but I've just included a W here because we have a triangle. Okay, so let's discuss the WXY scenario. In a WXY, you have a 3-wave structure in a W. You have a triangle in an X. I've seen this structure before, not so long ago, okay? And you have now formed, or you're busy forming an A, a B in a WXY, and you could hold this level and go up for the C, and these are the two zones that I will be paying attention to for a possible rejection. This is where I will have a shorting plan, okay? I am particularly not interested in this long because I'm already in a long down here. I'm already in a long, so I'm not really interested in this trade unless I trade this on a different account. Maybe I'll trade this on BTCC, okay, because I don't have a trade there open yet. If I see what I need to see. Okay, so this is a scenario. It's not my favorite, but you know, sometimes it just is what it is. What is interesting about the scenario, if we do not claim the low, this local low that we've made over years, just something that I've been keeping an eye on. If we start moving up from here, but I do see Bybit bros are longing like crazy. Longs are streaming in at the moment, but I mean, this is now the frustrating part. We've almost claimed this level, but not yet. And we all know sometimes price action likes to front run levels and it just leaves without you, and we were all waiting for this level and it just didn't happen. Okay. What I did just before the stream is I just took a nice little trend-based fib. Okay. From the high to the low. And you can see where we got the SFP. From the 786. Beautiful SFP. Okay. Now the question is it going to hold, or are we going to tap this level properly and then get the bounce here to the upside? Remember guys, I'm not interested in a trade below. I want to see a sign of strength. I want price to trade back above that level so that I have proper risk management in place. I know that the weekly point of controls, okay, and you have a daily level at exactly the same level, it is a strong area of support. So if price is going to lose that level, it needs to lose it. Okay, and then I'll be interested in that previous scenario that I've shown you, okay, where you need to form a higher low. So for now, okay, I just have to be that what if person. I just have to be the what if person. What if, okay, I only spoke about these levels and price just moves. Okay, how much? Satoshi Beacon. Big up Andy Legend. Is Andy here in the live stream? Okay, and ooh, Mr. Let's Go Dewald. Andy is here. The legend himself is here in the live stream. Andy provided some great scenarios and updates yesterday inside of the community while I was live here on the stream. And what an absolute legend. Okay, but if you guys want more continuous updates throughout the day, want to ask some questions about your analysis, we have a great community. We have Joan in there, we have Joy. I see your Elliot wave scenarios are taking shape, brother. Well done. So we have some great technical analysis. Link down in the description. DM me the word access to get 2 months free access to our community. Right, so this is the most bullish case scenario that I see here at the moment, is that we hold this level and we get upwards momentum, but that still presents a shorting opportunity. Okay, so, and this is why, guys, I already took profits here at the highs. I told everyone yesterday from this trade. Okay, I took 50% profits over here. My position is protected. If we move up, well, next profit taking area 618, very interesting. Okay, next profit taking area, but also that 50% Fibonacci. I think I might even take profits sooner. When you take a fib from the high to the low, okay, very close to the 50% Fibonacci, because remember in that 1 hour time frame scenario that I shared, you do not want, price should not claim the 0.618 if you still want to claim this low in the short term in a one. Sorry guys, I need to zoom out a little bit more. Let's go here to the 30 minute. Okay, in that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I told everyone yesterday as well, that is my TP2 for the trade that I'm in at the moment. Okay, it aligns very close to that 0.618. So if price wants to continue here to the upside, well, that's a profit taking area for me, because I know, okay, most bullish case scenario is that you invalidate the fifth wave and you just continue 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's going to smack that 618 like a hot knife through butter. Okay, that will be my clue, but I need to see a 5-wave structure. Corrective structure is WX triangle, okay, and an ABC in a Y. Reject, fall down. Okay, maybe it builds those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. ABC, maybe it continues aggressively, or maybe it's just a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it reverses here back to the upside. But I told everyone this weekly level, okay, that's the levels that I'm watching here to the downside. Whether price moves up first or whether price moves down first, if you know, this is why you need to have your levels ready. Let me switch on all my levels. We have, okay, very interesting here to the downside. Okay, the most interesting area for me to the downside is this little box over here, and let's make it green for support. Okay, the reason this box is so interesting is because you have a monthly level and you have a monthly point of control, and they provide significant support. So if price falls to the downside and claims the low, this is where I will be paying attention for a long. Round about the $57,000 area. Okay. Also, same scenario, guys, same level. If price wants to move up first and then fall down, still same level, still interested in the same level as per the higher time frame analysis. Okay. The only difference, if price moves up in a, sorry, let me just take all the scribble here out the way. If price moves up in a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you might not get here. And then the correction presents a longing opportunity. It will invalidate the fifth wave to the downside on the 1 hour time frame, and we could be heading to higher levels. Okay, but the opportunity lies here after you see the 5-wave structure to the upside. You need the bears or the bulls. Okay, let me just clean this up. Switch all of the levels. Okay, let's clean up the kitchen, as I like to call it. And let's look at this scenario again. Go to the 1 hour. Okay, so the bulls needs to claim this level. 78, let's call it $80,000, just as a round number. 78, 79, $80,000 zone needs to be claimed because that will invalidate this little bad boy over here. And then it becomes interesting to look for longing opportunities. It doesn't mean that you can't claim the low. It just means that this structure is a three-wave structure. You could still form a three-wave structure and a three-wave structure down. Okay, and I don't want to bore you guys with the technicalities because it can get very confusing, but I'm not looking for a fifth wave anymore. If it's a fifth wave, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I am looking for shorts. If it's an ABC, an ABC, and an ABC, for example, I'm looking for longs. Okay, and there's a high chance you're going to claim this high. It just changes my trading plan, and if I am in longs and shorts, it helps me to manage my trades better. So the structure will show me what I need to do, but there's still a lot that needs to play out over here. So from a simplicity perspective, the bulls want to claim this level. The bears wants a rejection and move down. This is where I'm interested in those longs. Okay, this box. Interested in longs. Because after a 5-wave move, you at least expect a correction to correct this impulse. Okay, shorting opportunity, you could join the momentum to the downside. And that is basically what I have here on the smaller time frames. Okay, I've gone through the 15-minute, gone through the 1 hour over here, and you can see this, I think, is most probably the most important structure to look. Someone asked me the question, Dewald, can this be a three-wave structure? Okay, what are the probabilities of this only being an ABC, for example? And this is not going to happen. Okay, maybe we get a larger bounce, we invalidate the fifth wave, and we get a larger bounce here to the upside. What I like to do is take a trend-based fib from the high to the low to the high. Very interesting where we got the bounce. Okay, very interesting. Can you guys see where we got the bounce? The SFP from the 2.618. Now in crypto, Bitcoin, Ethereum, your favorite altcoins, I have seen A, B, C waves claim the 2 extension. It's not common, but I have seen it happen. It's rare, but it does happen. So if you label this a 3-wave structure, there is a chance that this can be a 3-wave structure, and then you find upwards momentum to go and claim that high again. But now you can see the important levels that I'm watching here to confirm momentum back to the upside. Okay, it's not a common 3-wave structure target, but I have seen it happen, and there are loads of examples where it has happened in the past, but it's just not common. Okay, so if you are a probability trader, you know that there's a higher chance that this is a 1, 2, 3, because the third waves, they love any 618 extension. They love the 1.618, the 2.618, the 3.618, the 4, like this. These third waves, they can go at any level and find support. Specifically, they love the 618 levels. Minimum target usually for your third wave is the 1.618. So it smacked the 2 extension. So from a probability perspective, what a lot of traders will look at that know Elliott wave theory is to say that there's a higher chance that this is a 3. And this is a 4. And you go down for a 5. So I just want to highlight, but there is also a chance that this is an ABC. It's a 3-way structure, and you find your feet and you go and claim this high again. So now from a simplicity perspective, and this is what I discussed yesterday as well, you know, Elliott wave theory can be very daunting, very confusing. Okay, I'm looking at, from a simplicity perspective, at this. Okay, this is what I discussed yesterday. It's just a D-line trading strategy. First breakout happened over there. Okay, missed it. Well, you have another breakout. Okay, price is trading above trend. That's usually a bullish sign. Now it's just about trade management. Your stop loss is supposed to go below the low. That is where your stop loss is supposed to go. And then, okay, trade management at the end of the day. This is where you build your position. You do not want price to get acceptance back inside of this trend. Okay. And basically, when you hit your FIP levels here to the upside, that is where you start taking profits and TP yourself out of the position. And as price moves up and starts hitting your TP areas here to the upside, you then start de-risking your position. So that if you do get stopped out, so for example, let's say this had to happen and it falls down, okay, at least you benefit from the profits that you've made. And you don't leave your stop loss here and now you take a loss. You basically break even. It's not worth it for me. That is the simplicity of it, okay? Where you basically just apply your trading strategy without knowing Elliott wave theory. And this is how I used to trade in the beginning, okay? Because I knew Elliott wave theory is very complex, very difficult, considered one of the most difficult trading strategies in the world. But it's the only predictive tool that we have is Elliott wave theory. It's the only one. We don't have another predictive tool. Okay, so you basically want price to stay above trend. Okay, and it's the retests that are always interesting and gives you the better entry. So if price had to, for example, come down here, it retests the trend and then it starts moving up. That is usually the best risk to reward entry, but you don't always get the retests. Sometimes what happens is it just leaves. You're waiting for the retest, it doesn't happen. But if it does happen, now you have a much better risk to reward. Okay. And that is basically what I wanted to share here today. Remember, if you guys want more updates during the day from myself and Andy, DM me the word access. Link is down in the description. Hope you're all having a fantastic day. Until the next one, cheers for now.